What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Ethereum Classic today at the request of Mark Balserzak. Mark, I meant to do this one yesterday. You guys, if you ever noticed that I don't do the requests that you've requested on a request day, it might be because I just don't have time, and I wanted to make a specific video for this one, so I just genuinely did not have time yesterday, man. I was going to bed real late. But here we are talking about it today. Ethereum Classic Halving Countdown. It's supposed to be in 62 days, 19 hours, essentially 63 days. Put us right on May 31st. So that could happen. That's enough time where, it could be a few days earlier, a few days later, something like that. But looking at the chart now, I'm going to pause the music. And I hope it's not too loud. You guys let me know if the volume's good on the music. If I should turn it up. If it's too loud, I need to turn it down. Let me know. I don't want new people to just watch the videos getting ear blasted with music and be like, is this what the whole video is going to be like? But if you are new, if you are old to the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I very much do appreciate all of you for doing that. And I just appreciate everybody who's just watching the video right now for what it's worth. High to low on Ethereum Classic, you've already reacted with your 0.5 area, came back down, held this 0.69 area very well, had a technical double bottom even, and now you're flirting with the 382. I would say that when you break this 382 officially, which it looks like you're looking like you want to do over the coming weeks probably, you're going to move up to this 61869 area. That's at about $63 to $77, and I tried to find other Ethereum Classic halving dates. I don't know what the schedule's like, but I tried to find it and I couldn't find it. So I don't really have anything to base it off of as far as its previous halvings go, and I'm sure it's had at least one. But I think that's okay. We can still kind of guess, if that makes sense. We are far enough out from the event date that it's not like Bitcoin. It's not something that every person who invests in Ethereum Classic is going to know about, though you should. If you're investing in coins, you should at least know basic things like its tokenomics and what that employs or involves. But if you look at this for what it's worth, kind of at this trajectory here, like that, kind of like that. I mean, maybe just off of that circle here. I can move that circle like right over here. Something like that, and that's just kind of a rough drawing, if you were to stay in this channel, let alone if you broke to the upside. I don't think you'd break it to the downside, but all I'm trying to say is, in regards to the halving, I would assume by the halving, you will see prices like this, and I think that it will be bullish for Ethereum Classic. As halving dates or burns, any kind of thing that reduces the supply of tokens to any kind of, at any angle, whether it's the supply being put in or it's the total circulating supply and the supply gets burned. Anytime that you're decreasing that supply at whatever kind of degree it is, it tends to be good for cryptos. We've seen that time and time again with various cryptos that are no longer relevant, and they just had their time in the sun and they did really well, but then after their burns they didn't do anything else. That was all they had for like one cycle. But long story short, what I'm trying to say is I think it will be bullish for Ethereum Classic. I think it's going to have a hell of a time. And if we were to draw that circle back on there, kind of like around there, that'd be June, July. That'd be like right in June. So I mean, it could be with this, it could be in the beginning of June as well. But maybe that circle's a little bit off. I don't know. It kind of makes sense given the current trajectory that we would go up to around the 61869 area, around the Ethereum Classic halving. So long story short, Mark Balserzak, I don't really have an in-depth opinion on it. Halving events generally are bullish, and being that we are essentially over 2 months away from it, I think that that's enough time away to give it a pre-halving pump. We probably will have a halving dump around the halving, maybe just before, probably on the day of the halving or after. We will have, relatively close to that halving event, we will have some kind of sell-off, and that makes sense, man. Going from the 618 back to the 0.5, going to the 382, after interacting with this area for your first time and then pulling back, I mean, that's to be expected. That happens all the time, and it's probably going to happen faster than that, right? You're probably going to, yeah. And then down here and then up, or down all the way down here and then up, either way. But I wouldn't be surprised if on this occasion you did pull back to your 0.5, right? You found support on it in this area, or resistance, I should say, twice. Support on it back here. I wonder even if we take it back further. You put a line right at the 0.5 there. Yeah, resistance right there to a T. So I bet you would, and that's actually a very powerful signal in itself. I'm being a little bit preemptive here. Did I pause the music? Better pause the music. For those of you that don't know, I can't hear the music, man. If I could hear the music, you guys would hear it on a feedback loop. It wouldn't sound as clean, so I have to mute it on my speakers and just trust that it's playing. so I got to check. It's the only way to get it to sound clean. But going from your 618, bouncing off the 0.5 and going up is a very powerful maneuver indeed. Even bouncing off the 382 is powerful, but the 0.5 especially so, because that's just like saying, you know, there's not enough selling pressure. You're in the midst of a move up. You're probably going to want to go inevitably to 100 to 130, and then when you're up at that area, you know, you're looking for higher highs essentially on your next like big move up. You probably do find a longer phase of consolidation up in this area. You could pull all the way back down here even afterwards and then move up. Who knows, you could just shoot straight up through and then have a major pullback. I don't know how it's going to look, but I'm fairly confident right now. Check this video, man, in June, July time. I would bet we will have already found our high and we will be moving back down to about 46.60, 46.70, somewhere in that area. And then we'll find our low and then we'll move up. So essentially, you know, looking at it on the long term, I'm very confident of that. The day-to-day stuff is pretty much going to be pointless after this video, but I will continue to do daily, or not daily, but week-to-week analyses on Ethereum Classic just to check in with this. But I think I'm very confident, you guys. I don't normally feel confident whenever I just draw lines and say this could happen, you know, it could look like this, whatever, like just drawing random things, but I'm fairly confident something exactly like this is going to happen. You're going to move up to your 618, 69. It's going to be around the halving that you're there. You probably top off before the halving, if not specifically right around the halving, like within a day or two or a week or two. It could be after, but I would think more so before, if not literally on the day of the halving. And then afterwards, you'll start to move down. It might be an immediate drop like this. It might take time, but I would think 1 to 3 months you're moving down, and then you start moving up. So maybe not in July that you found your low, but maybe I'd say by August or September. But I would think it would be a shorter kind of scenario, because if it was a 3-month time frame, that would imply that you could go to your 382. But being that I'm giving it the 0.5 as the idea for you to find support, I would think it's going to be a shorter amount. It's not really going to be consolidation so much as it is just like a minor correction on your way up. You're kind of break out of this range, check back, and then continue on. That's my thoughts. So you know, I feel like specifically paired with the halving, that gives me a lot of confidence that this exact move is going to happen. So definitely try to remember that. It's hard to remember everything that I say or do as far as charts go, because I go over so many, but Ethereum Classic is a pretty memorable one. So long story short, guys, I don't think it's going to be overnight. I don't think it's even going to be in a month from now. Well, maybe about a month from now. Maybe about a month from now we'll be above this green line, and then probably like a month and a half to 2 months we'll be up in this area, just slowly working our way up. And then I would say really what's going to happen is I'm going to get rid of these white lines here, these idea lines. Really what's going to happen is we're probably going to stay in this channel, working our way up, moving down, moving up, moving down until we get to the 0.5. And then once we break that, we'll have a nice spike up. We'll get that spike, and then we'll slowly pull back to the 0.5, test it for support, and then we'll get the second half of this move, which is going to be probably pretty phenomenal. But it's all speculation. It might not happen exactly like that. I don't normally make preemptive decisions like this, but using the fibs, it can be a little bit easier, especially surrounding that halving event. So looking at the week to week, it does look pretty bullish right now on the RSI. The daily RSI also looks pretty good, man. You can't even get oversold. You have no problem being overbought. If you look at it like this, right, this is a very simple way. Anybody who's learning the RSI, you know, you can go on Google, you can go on YouTube and just type in videos and try to learn the RSI through various people. And they'll give you all these little tricks and tips and what the default setting should be, whatever. But if you want to keep it simple at like a basic understanding, you're using these tips and tricks and you're just not quite getting it right that other people are saying. And that's because you're unfamiliar. You know, at a very basic level, if you look at it for what it's worth relative to this time frame, how much time are you spending below the 50? How much time are you spending above the 50? Are you getting oversold? Are you getting overbought? And it's clear like what that is. This is the relative strength index. That means it's your relative strength. So right now, Ethereum Classic relative to the current times, it's promoting strength. It's showing strength. It came out of its weak times where it was predominantly below the 50 and being oversold more often than it was being overbought, staying below the 50 more often than it was above the 50, right? came out of its bearish times down here, literally at the lows, and now it's in its bullish times. So just kind of keeping that in mind. As long as we're looking like this, as long as we're, even if we get oversold, it's fine, but as long as we, our time below the 50 is not long at all, and we're promoting higher lows as we go in price, I think you're good, man. And truthfully, I think you're working your way up right now to that, what was it, 44 to 46? What was it, 44 to something? Nope, that's not it. Oh, okay. I was like, that's higher. 63 to 70. Okay. Well, that was higher than I thought it was. My bad. You're at, okay, yeah. The 46 was your 0.5. So 63 to $77. That's right, because you're about to do a 100% growth. Something in there. That's what I think you're going to do. This is a long, drawn-out video to just say the same thing over and over and over again, is that we're going up. We're looking good. We're going up, man. Daily RSI looks poised to make a move right now. Like, you're probably, if you go lower than here, you're at 34.24. You're probably not going to go below $32 again, and you're just working your way up. You'll probably really start to see this thing gain speed once you break above this area here, above about 40 bucks. In the more immediate term, you can look for that $43 to $50 area. But inevitably, over the month and a half to 2 months of time, you know where you're going. 60 something to 63 to 77. Anyways, that's all I got for you guys. If you liked the video, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. I do technical analysis every single day. I take requests, and I do requests 3 days a week. I normally compile them all into various videos, but this one I feel like deserved a little special attention. So there's that. Yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye. Oh, yeah. If you're still here, let me know. Again, is this volume of the music, is it too loud? Is it too quiet? I've listened back and I feel like it's appropriate, but I want to hear from you guys, because maybe my ears are different than yours. Maybe my speakers, whenever I hear it, it's different than yours. But that's all. I just want to know. Genuinely curious. So take care. Bye-bye. See you on the next one.